right, check, mic check, 1, 2. Hello, are you there?
Yo, check it.
Yes, we got it working. Awesome. Late night studio sessions here, still rocking in the station. Dub FX, awesome to have you on the air, buddy.
Sweet, man. What's going on your part of town?
It's good. We're here in Guelph. Looking forward to having you out here, obviously, on your Canadian tour. You've just finished off the European leg, and now you're coming to Canada. Everybody in the city's really pumped about it. You're here for Rev Fest at Riverside Park, and yeah, man, outdoor performance. So that's what we're excited to see, is like you and your element.
Yeah, man. Well, like that's it. We'll be bringing it. I really wish that I could be taking my crew over there. We just toured through Italy and Europe with this Italian crew, friends of mine, and we set up a lighting show. Like, we had a lighting guy with us, and this couple that also do the visuals and film stuff and projected and all that stuff. And it was a wicked couple of months actually on the road doing that show, like building something strong. We couldn't bring it this time, but I really want to bring it next time. But we do have Andy V with me, who's like basically our Swiss Army knife musician man, who's like dropping saxophone, keyboards, backing vocals, all on a loop station as well. So at least I'm bringing, one part of the arsenal.
Definitely, yeah. Looking forward to seeing that. The saxophone just adds an extra really nice, funky, fresh musical element that you kind of like need to just give people that good vibration. I like that he's going to be involved.
Yeah, man, that's his thing. He totally brings the vibe and the energy, man. That's like one of my favorite things about playing with him on stage. So yeah, it's good. It's a new show. We got the new album, playing quite a bit of the tunes off the new album, and and a good mix of the old stuff as well. So
nice. Yeah, you gotta hit them with those classics, of course. But yeah, that new album, Theory of Harmony, I gotta say, congratulations on getting it released. I saw the whole, getting the pledges up there and surpassing your goal. You guys did amazing on that, and then putting out the project itself. It was incredible to listen to it all, and definitely big props for that.
Cheers, man. Yeah, it's good fun. It's still like out there, and I don't know, man. Yeah, it's been good fun. I'm really happy with that album actually. Like, compared to my older stuff, which I kind of can't really listen to anymore. I like playing the tunes, but I just don't like the way they sounded back then, because I just didn't know what I was doing when I was making the music, you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new stuff coming up as well, actually. Again, very different sounding to what we've done on this album. Not super, super different, but like taking it elsewhere. I won't divulge where, though, just yet.
I like that. You got to keep growing, I'm sure, as an artist, and you keep traveling all over the place, and you keep talking about how that, seeing different cultures of music. And I know on our past interviews we've talked about that, and how that's influenced the music that you make, is just like visiting these other places and seeing the kind of music that they make, and it just kind of opens your eyes and your ears to this new sound that you can then adopt to kind of infuse into your form of music.
Yeah, man. So what was that last bit? I'm just walking down the street and nearly got hit by a car listening to you, and then I forgot I didn't hear the last bit.
No worries. No, I was just saying how you transform a lot of the music from the different places that you travel, because you've gone all over Europe and obviously a lot of places in the world, and just like hearing the music that they're playing in their regions, and then being able to pick up on that and take that with you and add it into your craft. Absolutely, man. I wanted to be doing more of that stuff, to be honest. Like, I mean, I've done that stuff for, like, in India was amazing, working with different musicians out there. It'd be amazing if I could, like, just kidnap these musicians, though, and, like, bring them around the world, you know what I mean? So hopefully next year we could do that. When I want to try and basically, get, like, a little bit more awareness out there so we can play some bigger festivals and, therefore, afford to be able to make a big proper show, you know what I mean, and tour with a big show. So, hopefully I urge people to go and check out what we've been doing in Europe and have a listen. If you want that, man, like, then share it around so that I can try and bring that, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what we'd be looking for, so. Definitely, yeah. No, we've been watching the videos and passing them along here. Some of those festivals that you've been hitting out there, the crowds look amazing, and you look like you're having a really good time. Yeah, man, it's good. It's good fun, man. I love it. I love coming to the festival season, the festival scene, so in North America as well. There's some good stuff. I'm really looking forward to coming back to Canada, right? I can't wait to see some of them usual faces in the crowd. Definitely. Of course, I know just being on the streets promoting the shows and stuff, a lot of the people have been talking about seeing you at Guelph the last time you were in Canada at the big electronic music festival that was here in Ontario. So it's good that you've already been up here and kind of solidified your name and had a few people see you to see what it's all about, because they're excited to see you again.
Yeah, cool. That's very good. I wanted to come and do some street shows as well, other than just the big festivals. Like, I've done a couple in Montreal and Toronto. I don't think I ever did in Toronto. I think I have to do it in Toronto next. It was done in Vancouver. So we did one in Budapest recently where, like, just 24 hours before going out and doing it, I just posted on Facebook, we'll do a street show tomorrow at 6 p.m. And, like, seriously, check that video, Double Effect, Budapest. It was pretty funny, man. We had, like, something like 4,500 people just show up.
Yeah, we watched that with the big Ferris wheel thing there, right?
That's it.
That looked incredible.
That was amazing. Yeah, show, man. I can't believe it. Yeah, but like, I'd love to do something like that in Toronto, maybe. That could be good.
Definitely. That's a place for you. It needs it. Like at the Harbourfront Center. Oh, it would be incredible. Definitely. We'll have to plan that out next time you guys come up here. Big shout outs to Fly Sky Rocket that, helped set up the entire tour, and Josh and everybody that I've been dealing with from them, because they've been really helpful in just everything with you getting here in Canada and stuff like that, and making sure everything's smooth. So that's dope. Definitely next time you come up, we'll have to talk about making that happen in Toronto.
For shizzle.
Yes. Outdoor, that's where it's at. That's where you started, right on the streets and just doing the busking thing for people. What's it like seeing the transition now, obviously, from doing those small street shows to now doing gigantic festivals where you're performing in front of thousands and thousands of faces? What's that like as far as the transition of you as an artist and like just being able to connect with those fans?
Well, it keeps me sharp, you know what I mean? Because it's the reason why I've been doing these street shows as well as because I promised it to people that I'd do it in certain cities. But like, it keeps you sharp. Like, to have to put on a show in front of like 300 people and then have to do it in front of like 3,000 people or even 10,000 people. Like, some of these shows after 15, like, it was crazy. So it's like, you got to change your show a little bit. You know what I mean? When you come out onto a stage like with like 3,000 plus. It's like, or even like 2,000 plus, it's like the vibe in the room, you have to kind of command the room in a different way, as if you're in the street, and it's like you're trying to draw people in, you know what I mean? There's two different sort of vibes. So the drawing people in thing is really fun, and that's what keeps us edgy, because it means that if we play a tune and it doesn't go down too well on a big stage, we know how to kind of win people back by drawing them in, you know what I mean? Like, starting from zero, and we're all right, this is what we're going to do, check this out. And then people, you know what I mean? Like, kind of build up the vibe. Right, in a room like that. So I don't know, it's kind of nice having to play on like little street corners and then also go out and do a big show. It's also the songs change as well, because you can really use a sound system and sound really good for certain things that don't maybe work so well on the street, and then vice versa as well. So
yeah, definitely. And adding those extra elements as, your next musician that you're able to bring along with you, having the saxophone, playing some piano and stuff like that. I'm sure that being able to do that live in a festival and adding more of a band element to it makes things a little bit more interesting for you as well.
Totally. I mean, I know that the festivals, we try to come up with a really slick end product, like try and make something that's just sort of, because you only get an hour sometimes, and you don't have a lot of time to really just groove out as much as you can on the street. Like, on the street shows, we do like 3 to 4 hours basically every time, and it's like you can just have like long ass solos and just groove and stay on the groove for like 10 minutes and really dub shit out. It's really good. But at a festival, you only get like an hour, and there's like, good 10, 15 tracks you want to drop. So you got to really plan it and make it kind of be really tight. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I mean, on the big festival shows, doing really tight, sort of solid shows, and then on the street, just make it up as we go, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Improvisation and just doing that, like the freestyle.
That's it.
I like that. I remember seeing something of you in like Ghent, Belgium or something. You're like, I'm just going to go on a freestyle tip, and just went off. And I'm like, I haven't heard this before. This is new.
Yeah, dude, in Berlin, we did a street show the night after our gig in a club. We went out and did a street show the next day in this park. And, there was a good, like, probably about the same amount. It was like 1,500 people at the club and about 1,500 people in this park as well. It was really good. And I laid down this beat. The first beat that I laid down, in fact, we stayed on that same beat for like an hour. We just kept dropping different bass lines over on the loop station, just like, and I didn't even realize it until I looked at my watch. I'm like, guys, do you realize this is the same drum beat? Like, it was literally the simplest one. That's it. Just that looped. And we just grooved on it for ages. Anyway, so then we changed it up a bit. But yeah, so I couldn't do that at a festival, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, for sure. No, that's when you can really get into the vibe too and really feel it out. That's dope. That's really dope. I like hearing those kinds of things, man. And even watching the video that you did on, I think it was like the South by Southeast or Southwest or something festival, where you got a chance to rock a little bit with Talib Kweli and a few of those other MCs on the bus there. That was really dope.
Yeah, I mean, then I'll tell you an even funnier story than that, because that was when I met him, and then when I was in Hamburg, I did another street show, basically the day after the Berlin street show, and I'm standing there, and I'm asking people if they wanted to get up and freestyle with me, and this dude who looked just like Talib Kweli was standing next to me, and I'm looking at him going, nah, that's just some random guy who just looks like him, and then like and then the guy whose sound system turns to me, goes, please get him on the mic, please. I'm like, okay, so I'll go up to her, hey, bro, do you want to get on the mic? He's like, yeah, cool. I'm like, what's your name? And he goes, Talib Kweli. And I was just like, oh, in front of 2,000 people on the street. It was fucking hilarious. I don't think anyone noticed, but like, and then I looked at my face dropped, and I'm, what the fuck are you doing here in Hamburg? Sorry, can I swear? I'm sorry about that. I forgot that. Censor myself then. Anyway, so he's looking at me like, anyway, he got on the mic, absolutely smashed it. And then, disappeared and came back later on and invited me out to his show that night, which is pretty sweet as well. Yeah, he's a guru, that man.
Definitely, yeah, no, amazing music and just a really good person too, as far as I've heard. That's an awesome story to hear that. And he's that type though, you know what I mean? He's one of those people that really does it for the love of the music, and that's why he's gonna be there to just show up and be like, yo, let's do something, let's rock this. There's a mic, there's music going on, I'm here, let's go.
Yeah, man, that's it. That's gonna be raw, man. Gonna be raw and ready at all times.
Beauty of music right there. Yes. Well, looking forward to getting you in Guelph here. I got you hooked up with that float tank experience. I'm super stoked to be able to get a chance to talk to you about that after you have it. I don't know how much you've heard about it, but it's like...
all I've heard about it was a podcast, Joe Rogan Experience. I like listening to him.
Yes.
And he had a few, I think he talked about it on one of his shows. He's with the guy who invented it, or one of the main guys.
Yeah, Crash.
Yeah, that's it. So I know pretty much like what they've had to say about it, which is quite a lot actually. So I like it. I'm interested in trying.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's definitely how I got into it too. I listen to his podcast quite frequently, and like he just kind of got me into it. And then they started one here in Guelph, the yoga studio here, Moksha Yoga. They opened up a float tank. They built one and got it set up. So I've been doing it.
I'm kind of scared, man. I'm always in my own head. So I'm just like, I have full-blown conversations with myself out in the middle of the street, like sometimes, and I don't even realize I'm doing it. So I'm less worried, I'm not worried, but need to know what's going to happen to me in that room, because I'm going to be it's going to be weird. I've got multiple personality disorder, I reckon. So,
I feel you. Honestly, sometimes I kind of think I'm crazy like that too. I don't know. Maybe it's just the musician side of us. We have lyrics going through the head and just thoughts where you putting things together. And yeah, definitely. I feel that. But don't worry, you'll be safe in the tank, because those kinds of things, like being in the tank, I think helps you come to grips with the whole personalities inside yourself and becoming to get to know who you really are inside, right?
Interesting. Because sometimes I feel like a puppet that's being controlled by a bunch of aliens. You ever get that feeling?
Yeah. So, well, I definitely believe in aliens, and I think that the world's... sometimes I feel like I'm in some sort of simulation, or some sort of it's not really real. It's just weird synchronicities and things that happen where I'm like, wait a second, what? Yeah,
that all went way too smooth.
Yeah, and it just, some things feel like they shouldn't happen like that, but then at the same time, what they feel like they shouldn't happen, you're like, that happened exactly the way that it was supposed to.
Yep, always. Well, it'll always ultimately be whatever it's supposed to, because that's pretty much always going to be the result.
Has to happen.
Always. Yeah, man. Oh, dude, we're getting too deep right now. I just had a 420 session.
Yes.
Perfect timing. You could call me.
Yes, excellent, man. Definitely. I know we got deep on the last conversation. We got talking about DMT and all the psychedelics and stuff like that too. And I like getting into these kind of conversations where people can kind of think about opening their mind a little bit, because people stay too closed off and just like talking in these regular patterns of, oh, what was the weather like? How was that show? What's up? How are you doing?
Well, yeah, true. Well, you know, I mean, normally it feels like there's just no new questions at sometimes in the interviews, but it's usually because people who are interviewing me for the first time, so they have like the same questions that everybody has the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely. I feel you. Sometimes and even when I make my interviews, like I don't ever write down a list of questions. I got a few things that I kind of want to ask, but at the end of the day, I just want to talk to the people, you know what I mean? And I enjoy having just a good conversation.
That's it. That's when you catch me and I'll be all a bit silly, and then I'm like, holy shit, how do you make me say that?
Exactly. I like that when you can come out a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Yes, and you know the influence of those herbal remedies sometimes help open that up a little bit, I think.
Totally help open it, and also help trip me up over myself. You know what I mean?
A little messed up.
I'm really good at thinking about stuff in my head when I'm out of it, but like putting it into words is even harder than normal for me.
Definitely articulating the thought patterns of a mind blasted experience. That's a tricky one, tricky slope right there, but we traversed it.
That's it.
I'm feeling you 100%, man, because I just did the radio show and then slid back to my spot, did my little thing, and I got some crazy purple stuff now that we might partake in when you come around here. We'll see. But and see what's good. Whereabouts are you right now? Are you in Canada now?
No, I'm in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
En route. And then I know your next show, you're coming up to Halifax, right?
Correct. Well, that's, this weekend, Halifax. Then I'm coming back to New York for a couple of days to do some stuff, and then start off in Montreal, basically.
Montreal. And you said you did a street performance there as well, right?
Yeah, like, I've done a couple there, like, actually about 3 different street performances in Montreal. Over a few different years. It's
very nice there. I just got a chance to go. I'd never been for a show, and just a couple of weeks ago I was up there, and the art scene there is fantastic. The graffiti art and like everything. I guess the mayor or something of the city used to be a graph writer when he was younger. So then he doesn't really have a problem with the kids tagging all over the place. So like the city is filled with great graph art, and I love that.
Wow. I mean, I have really little to know about that culture, to be honest. Like, I've always wanted to do it, but I just don't understand how. I don't know, I've never been, to start with, I can't really write my own name properly, so I don't think putting anything on a wall would be a very good idea for me. But I mean, yeah, I guess I just sing where all the bits around there, with all the words around me. That's kind of makes my life a bit easier.
Well, you paint a picture with words, I think, for sure.
That's it. That's what we try to do, right?
All the colors. I like the album art though, for real. On the last that Theory of Harmony, the just tripped out design, that was very cool. Yeah,
Cade did that. He's a very talented man.
Wow, man of many talents. I did not know that he does graphic stuff too.
Yeah, well, he did it. He pretty much did all of my artwork for all my other albums as well. He did the Everything's a Ripple, the Flower Fairy, Nursery Grime, that whole world that opens out and there's all these different shit. He made that one. And also your Crossworld album as well. So, yeah, man, he's very good at that stuff.
Boom.
He makes my website, everything. It's a real shame that he's actually not coming on tour either. Because, he was coming with me, but then he basically, the managerial side of things, because he's my main manager, right, for everything. He's my right-hand man. So having him on tour can also be really, it means he can't do his job properly because, going to bed late, waking up early, getting on an airplane. There's never time to sit in front of the computer properly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of had to take time off because things are getting really busy for him. And, so now we got just me and Andy. But, maybe he'll come back. Maybe Flower Fairy will come out soon as well.
Yeah, for sure. How's things with the new place there?
In Melbourne, awesome. Really good. Got a good, studio. I just wish I could spend more time there, to be honest. I'm kind of busting my ass so I can pay for it. But once I pay off a big chunk, or at least I can sort of go back and relax for a bit. Can't wait to make some new music in that new studio. Well, I made the new album there, but not in the main room that I've basically rebuilt, which is, looking forward to getting in there, getting crunchy.
Getting crunchy. I like it. Awesome. Yes. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was food-wise, because on like for some of the things that you'd requested, like I just noticed how clean and good the food choices that you have on your menus and stuff like that, and what you're getting at shows and different things like that, and how important that is while you're on the road to be able to still maintain a healthy diet. One of the interviews I was doing earlier with a homie named Mercules, he was getting really overweight, and he just decided, I got to start cutting back. So he's eating a lot more healthy. He just lost like 60 pounds, and he's trying to stay healthy on the road. So what would you say is like some of the key things that you do, or ways that you've found to like eat different foods or experience different tastes and stuff like that, so that you can maintain a healthy diet when you're like out traveling around all the time?
Yeah, man, that's just really, really important. Barferi is like basically a ninja when it comes to all of that stuff. That's what she wants to do. She wants to be a health coach and nutritionist, and so she looks after me, man. But there's a lot of stuff, a lot of key elements, a lot of the food that you find in today's food anyway, like that you find just normally around the world, or in restaurants, or in even stuff that you cook, even doesn't have the same amount of nutritional value that it once had years ago, when air was cleaner and water was cleaner and earth was cleaner and all of that stuff. So it's hard to get a lot of minerals and trace minerals and vitamins and stuff, and proteins even, out of the food around us. So supplementing is really good, but then you have to find out companies that make good supplements that are sourced properly, so that your body can actually assimilate the goodness, you know what I mean? Because you can't just take certain vitamins and think it's actually going to go into your body. It doesn't. It just doesn't work. You have to get it in like a food format a lot of the time, so your body can recognize where the vitamin comes from in the first place, and then break it down and do it properly. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff like marine phytoplankton. I love that stuff. So like there's a lot of Chinese herbs like reishi mushroom and a few other mushrooms I can't remember right now. Like obviously vitamin C and stuff like that. But magnesium oil is spray. That stuff's important for creating energy. Your body can't create energy if you're deficient with magnesium, basically. Mm-hmm. And when I burnt out, that's one of the main first things that I learned. And as soon as I put magnesium spray on my legs, like after a shower or whatever, I feel like, that head rush you kind of get when you smoke a cigarette, where you kind of like, whoa. It's sort of like that, but in a really nice, pleasant way. I hate cigarettes. I've never smoked cigarettes, but that feeling, but a really nice version of that that you get from magnesium and stuff. Anyway, so all of that stuff, not eating too much food, like 1 or 2 meals a day max, like you're sitting around all day and on a bus or whatever, and I just take in all the nutrients, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I like that. Magnesium. All right, I've never heard about that one. Magnesium spray. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, Ancient Minerals is a really good brand that makes that stuff, and it stings when you put it on. If it stings, it means you're deficient in it, and it stings just about everybody you put it on. And after a while, it stops stinging. It's pretty cool stuff.
Huh. Interesting stuff. I like that. Trying to find out new different ways that I can stay healthy while I'm on the road too, and just teaching these people, you know what I mean, the importance of that, because I think a lot of the times we forget and we just eat what's there in front of us, or we go out and eat and don't really think about what we're eating. Yeah.
Well, if you eat enough okay stuff and you don't really like stress yourself out too hard, you could get away with it. You know what I mean? You don't have to supplement as hard as I do. But when you're using all your adrenaline pretty much 4 nights a week, and like not sleeping in usual sleeping patterns, you're putting your body under a lot of stress. Plus, mentally, it's quite stressful to try and command a big group of people. There's that. Even though it kind of feels natural, it's also, it takes its toll after a while. So, and then again, if you're on the flip side of that, if you're not really doing much, but you're eating like the worst of the worst food, then you're going to end up with like cancer and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the difference. You eat okay and do good, and not much, and you're all right. Or eat really well, and then you can do heaps more, basically.
Yeah, you got to watch out. Got to watch out what you eat and how it's going to affect you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Are we still live on the radio?
No, we're not live. We're going to be posting this tomorrow.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're good, and that's why we're able to. I'm like, swear all you want tonight, because we're okay. I don't have to be live on the air.
Yeah, man. Well, I try not to swear anyway, because it's not that good, but I just naturally do it because I'm Australian. So.
Why not? Why the fuck not?
True. Well, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like if you do it on the radio, it's important enough to just be decent, when you talk. I just can't help swearing sometimes. But, mind you, Joe Rogan doesn't care about swearing ever.
No.
It's funnier when he does.
I know. I want to be able to do my radio show with just straight, censored, but it's, I don't know, the CRTC rules and all that bullshit, but whatever. It's all good.
Listen, I've actually got to go and see Aphrodite now. I'm in Washington, D.C., and he's playing a show tonight, and I need to go and check him out.
Amazing. All right, brother. Well, I will let you go. Thank you so much for the interview, all the insightful things we got to talk about, and looking forward to catching your shows out here in Canada. You're going to be stopping in Guelph, you're in, I think, Ottawa as well, Montreal, obviously Halifax, Toronto, London, and then heading out to the West Coast. Looking forward to it, man.
Cool, man. I'll see you there. I'll see you when I pass through.
All right.
Ciao, bro.
Take care.